supervolcano. Big one's coming. Yellowstone geysers acting erratic. Earthquakes near the San Andreas Fault. The Ring of Fire is waking up. Ladies and gentlemen, Rex Bear Leak Project. Did you like that headline? It took me about an hour and a half to come up with that, so it's time well spent. Now, I want to share with you this quick headline from Fox News titled Supervolcano Fears Big One is Coming. Now, it's a 45-second blurb, and let me share with you the basics. California's uncanny earthquake pause is over. Several big ones by now should have already occurred. Geologists are now nervously watching 8 of the nearby volcanoes and Yellowstone's supervolcano. That's pretty doomy. Out of the 8 volcanoes in the state, 7 of them are above active magma chambers, so that will give you a double dose of doomy exotica. Studies show about 200,000 people are put under the classification of at risk if and when an eruption in California occurs. Geysers around Yellowstone, above Yellowstone's supervolcano, are acting erratically. And if you want to watch the 45-second blurb with pictures and dramatic music, click the link. Fox News, I've got it in the video description box. I also want to share with you Steamboat Geyser, because Steamboat Geyser is breaking all sorts of records. It is very active. You can see right here Steamboat Geyser in Yellowstone National Park's Norris Geyser Basin. It's the world's tallest currently active geyser, and it's very active. If you look at how many times it's erupted this year, first of all, let's just go back and look from 1964. I'm going to connect this with solar cycles. We're going to look at some of the solar cycles. It was solar cycle 19 when it was most active. As solar cycle 19 was getting ready, as it was getting ready for solar cycle 20, I should say, 19 was reaching its end. That's when it was most active. It erupted 29 times that year. Then it took a break. Now, if you look from 1990 to 2014, it only went off 11 times. Now, if you go out to 2018, 2019, it's going off every week. Sometimes a couple of times a week. 4th of July, had a 6-day break, 5-day break, 5-day break, 3-day break, 3-day, 5-day, 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 7-day, 7-day, 7-day. Can I get 5? Can I get 6? Can I get 7? Now, there's another thing I want to show you here. They didn't keep track of it as good. This is directly from nps.gov. They started tracking it in the 60s, you can see, in the early 60s. So it was pretty active in the 60s. And then if you look at the solar cycle 19 started in 54, and it ended in October of 64. So 10 years. We go back here to the timeline, and you see how active it was as that solar cycle was coming to an end. And it was pretty active, I'd say, until 66. Then it slows down. Then it's only going off a couple of times a year, one time a year. Then in the 80s, starts getting a little bit active again. And then look at this major hiatus. Somehow the sun is connected to the volcanoes in the sense of these magnetics and these energy transferences, these currents. It's like cause and effect is what I'm seeing here. But you'll notice, look at that huge break, an 8-year break in 2000. Then almost 2 years, 2/3 of a year and a half, then another 8 years. Big breaks. And now it's just like every few days. So there's certainly some activity going on. The magnetosphere is weakening. No question. Let's take a look at some of these solar cycles here. So this is a great article that shows you some different graphs, and you can see these timelines. So if we click on the charts, you can see in the 50s, you had the modern maximum. And that's around the solar cycle 19 here. There's a lot of activity. So as that was cooling off, coming down, there's a lot more activity. Now we're coming to an end, and possibly we have just entered or getting ready to enter solar cycle 25, but there is much less activity with sunspots based on these observations. Now, I don't know if this is anything to even really necessarily be concerned about, but it's something to be aware of. Something to be aware of. Also, join us later this evening at 8:30 p.m. Mountain Time. I'm going to have Augie Nost on the show. He has put together several dozen images, not only from NASA, but other space agencies around the globe, of Mars and the moon, of these just fascinating anomalies. And not only are we going to look at the anomalies and discuss what they are, we're going to talk about who built them, what kind of civilization they are. Join us for the live discussion, 8:30 p.m., youtube.com/clandestine-timelord. Be there, be awesome. Sign up at leakproject.com today, get access to exclusive content. Check out the shop there. Check out tinfoilcap.co for the best of the best custom-made EMF radiation blocking gear. Tinfoil caps. This is the only carbon fiber one in existence right now. We've got the luminescence McFlys. We've got the stealth McFlys. We've got the budget blockers. We've got budget blockers now with 5G liners. The liners are they're put together by hand, two fabrics that block the lower frequencies and the higher frequencies of radiation. So all the way up to 30 gigahertz, that's in the 5G range. I've done plenty of videos showing you how well they work. tinfoilcap.co. Also, if you like the artwork, if you like the Leak Project artwork, many of these pieces are now available in high-end, limited edition poster prints that you can also take off and stick to the wall, or you can frame them, or you can pin them up. You can do whatever you want with them. Give them out as a gift, put one on your wall. It helps Leak Project grow. It helps me put fuel in the tank for the next story. Gets equipment to show you the radiation levels, etc. Be the change you want to see.